I wanted to talk about squeezing versus utilizing your body weight. So many times I see guys utilizing way too much energy in positions like side control where they have a positive position or an advantageous position over their opponent, yet they're still utilizing a lot of physical and muscle energy in order to keep that position when that's not really necessary. When we're in a position like, let's say, side control, where I'm trying to achieve side control, yes, I can pull myself in a position and hold them down and pulling them into me and trying to hold them here. It can be effective, but you are going to utilize a lot of energy, especially as you start to face a lot of guys who know how to move, who might be bigger and stronger than you. So one way of letting Jiu-Jitsu work for you a lot more is by utilizing the full weight of your body. I can hold with my muscles, I can hold his wrist for a certain amount of time, but eventually he's going to release that grip because now it's also arm versus arm, and now is going to require a muscle battle. I can hold his wrist like this, right? Go ahead, move it around. Ugh, you got out, got away. Or I can use the whole of my body here this way. Go ahead and move that. Right? And I can just relax, I can talk to you. I'm utilizing as much of my weight as possible to pin his arm in association with the floor to control him completely. And I feel like a lot of times we don't maximize the use of our surroundings like the floor, the walls, in order to control our opponent. Now, let's say there's this, and I can hold him for a certain amount of time. I might even hold him for all the time, but he can still move, and it becomes this battle of who's stronger, who's faster, you know, and as someone who can move slick, it's just not going to be effective. Or I can use the full weight of my body to control my opponent. His head happens to be connected to his spine. His whole spine runs through his torso. It connects to his legs. If I can control that ball that's connected to the end of his spine, it really limits his ability to move. If I were to, sorry Josh, just pin his chin away from me, knowing that he wants to try to turn and face me to re-achieve his guard position, I'm going to be able to control him really efficiently. I'll give you an example of how I can do it without even using my arms. I'll put both of my hands here behind my back, and I'll pin him with just my shoulder, getting his face to turn away from me. I like placing my shoulder in and around the cheek. That tends to kind of prevent him from turning and facing me. So I don't have to squeeze and hold him, and it's the exact same thing here. Let's say as I am trying to get into that side control position, instead of trying to pull these guys out of the way, which also can be effective, he can also counter me there as well. I can both limit the space in which I move, I can make smaller movements, and utilize my body to move and lean to both control and get these frames out of the way. When you're looking into controlling positions, or even something like finishing a guillotine choke or a rear naked choke, look for the quality of the connection, look at the positioning of your body as opposed to the muscle energy required in order to squeeze and finish a certain position or submission. In the near future, I'm gonna be releasing some instructional videos that I'm really excited about. Make sure you check me out at kennyflorian.com and be sure to follow me on social media at kennyflorian.